Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Melissa, and for today's video, we are going to do some plant chores. I have to water a good portion of my plants today, and I just kind of want to relax and have, I don't know, just a relaxing plant chores day. It's a little rainy here. Well, it's kind of gloomy. I don't know if it's going to rain today, but it's a perfect day to do some plant chores. I want to kind of water plants today. I have to treat a plant that has some mealy, so that's going to be fun. And then I kind of want to add some props back in. I have to do some pole extensions. And I have a couple sad plants I'm going to take care of, so all kinds of stuff. So you guys will see an assortment of things for this video, just whatever I feel like putting in here for you guys. Before I water, I always refill my mosquito dunk water. I keep a dunk in my water to treat fungus gnats. So I have several jugs that I refill with water and let them soak before I start watering. I try to let them soak for a while, like at least 30 minutes. And if I have to fill up more rounds, it just like takes too long. So sometimes I'll just use my regular tap water for my pole. So it all depends. I do have some rainwater outside that I'm going to use to soak my dunks. And we'll see where today leads. I don't know how long I'm going to film today. I do want to try and get this all done today because tomorrow I don't want to do like any plant care. I want to just do it all today. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching and being here. And yes, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. He's so cute. So these are the jugs I keep refilling. They have the mosquito dunk inside. I don't know if you can make it out down there. The little piece, I break off a piece of a donut. And so I keep this in here for a month, and then I keep refilling and letting this little piece soak in here. So I have several jugs. I'm gonna go out there and refill these up and let these soak because it is cold. So I want that water to get a little bit room temperature too, because you don't want to use freezing cold water to water your plants because it could shock them, especially this time of year when it's already cold and they're already stressed enough as it is. So I like to prepare it in advance. That way I can do some other stuff while my water's soaking and let it get room temperature and get like soaked with this. So I am going to go do that, and after that we will treat our plant. All right, so I have my water all made up, and this is everything that I'm using to treat mealy bugs. I don't really use systemic granules anymore. I used to back in the day until I found out they made my spider mites worse, and they don't treat spider mites. But since I have some and my plant that has mealies, I don't really do anything special with it, so it's fine. I'm just going to use it for the mealy bugs. It'll kill the eggs in the soil. And this is a horticultural oil spray. This is what I use to, I'm going to just pour some in a water bottle with water, and this will kind of smother them. I'm just going to spray all the crevices, but anything that I see, I'm just going to take some alcohol and a Q-tip and just kill them instantly. And then I'll just thoroughly spray just to kill any that I may have missed. And then I'll just kind of repeat alcohol and Q-tip, and I might spray again depending on how many more pop out, but this should hopefully take care of them. And this is the plant that has mealies, my Hoya, my big beautiful Hoya Crimson Princess. So it's been here all summer, and I actually spotted some mealies on it maybe a little over a month ago, 2 months ago, but I only spotted a few on it. And I killed them. I actually like hosed the plant off. I didn't really see any visible to me. And I've been like occasionally checking. I watered her not too long ago and I didn't really see any, but they must have reappeared because I do see some more on her. So we are going to take treatment a little bit more serious this time and get her cleaned up. So while my water is soaking, I'm gonna go ahead and treat her at the sink here. And I'll kind of, yeah, just show you how I go about treating mealies. Yeah, I don't really get mealy bugs that often anymore. I've only had mealies on a Maranta that I bought before, and I have an old video on that. and this one, and I had an old pothos before that had mealies, but other than that, I rarely see mealy bugs anymore. So I'm kind of surprised that she has some over here. I don't know, they must have not like fully gone away when I, you know, treated before, but it's partly my fault. I should have been more consistent on checking on it, but this should hopefully take care of it. I'll just, you know, do a better treatment. I would recommend wearing gloves with pesticides. I'm out of gloves, so I'm just gonna be careful. But I have gotten this horticultural oil spray on my skin before, and it does somewhat burn. I would not recommend, you know, getting your hands sprayed with this, but I'm just gonna do the best I can and be careful with it. I think you're supposed to mix some up in a gallon jug, but I'm just gonna pour some in here. I'm never specific with my instructions. I need to get some gloves though. I keep meaning to, I just keep forgetting. This will spray in the soil or sprinkle in the soil. And then I'm gonna pour some alcohol on here just so I can dip it with the Q-tip easier. This Hoya actually, I think, may have flat mites. I've heard about flat mites. This was the one that I was concerned about because it had some weird markings on the leaves, and I've never really seen it before. And I have heard of Hoyas being attacked by flat mites. So I think I might end up investing in a microscope and checking this plant to see if it has flat mites. The Hoya has been yellowing some leaves, and it has some like weird discoloration. So it makes me think that it possibly has some flat mites. So I don't know, after I treat for mealies, I might do some digging onto flat mites and investing in a microscope for her and seeing what's going on. I can see mealies in this container, so make sure you clean it good. I'm gonna give this thing like a good washout when I'm done here. I cannot believe I let this infestation get this bad. But we're just gonna do the best we can. Here's another yellow leaf. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna take a strand and just kill anything that I see right away. I'm not gonna be super picky because, ew, look at that. You see those squished mealies on there? Isn't that gross? Alcohol and Q-tip them. Yeah, I would much rather have these than thrips for sure. Yeah, she's pretty heavily infested. I feel really bad that I let it get to this point. This whole strand is like yellowing, which is very weird. And this weird discoloration, I've just never seen that on a Hoya before. So it definitely makes me think it's maybe some flat mites. Yeah, she has so many crevices. This is gonna take a while. I'm gonna very heavily spray her down with that spray. Okay, I'm like halfway through with this and there's so many mealies. I'm not joking you, I've killed like probably 100 mealies. This little dish that I'm using with alcohol is like filled with mealies. It's so gross. Yeah, I'm just taking my time. I'm doing the best I can. I know I'm gonna miss some and that's why I'm gonna spray, but I literally just take my time. I try and get each leaf, each crevice with the Q-tip. Even if I don't see any mealies, I'm still taking my alcohol and Q-tip and kind of like rubbing the back and front of the leaves with it. It's kind of redundant. It's kind of like a hassle to do this to every leaf, but the more thorough you are in the beginning, the better off you're gonna be. So depending on like the plant that you're treating, if you don't care about the plant, and you just don't want to deal with it, do what's best for you. When it comes to pest, I try to do my best, and especially if I love the plant, you know, I'm gonna do my best to treat it. But if you have a plant that's like stressing you out with pests, I mean, sometimes it's just not even just worth it, and then just chuck it, you know? Okay guys, it's probably been like 45 minutes, I'm not joking. I literally tried to go through every leaf and strand, and I know I missed some, and that's okay. It's just gonna be what it is. I'm gonna spray her down with this oil spray, and I'm gonna actually put some of this systemic in the soil and water that in. Now, I know I just watered her not too long ago, so I'm just gonna water her again so I can water this. I'm just not gonna overdo it. And then this, since this is a 8-inch pot, I'm gonna use quite a bit of this. Maybe a tablespoon at least. I'm just sprinkling it in the soil, kind of all over. Okay, I'm just gonna let her just soak in the sink, let this oil spray absorb, and just let her kind of dry off a bit. And I'm going to clean her area really good, clean the stand. I'm gonna wash this pot she was in and just get this area all cleaned over here. And I'll check the surrounding plants that are over here by her. I don't think they would have spread, but they can crawl, so. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. And then I think I'm gonna take a little break, eat, and then I might take care of the plants out here and in the bedroom and bathroom, because I didn't do those last week. And then I think I will move to my plant room. right, this here is the lemon lime Maranta. These props I just took off of those. So these I'm gonna let root, and then I will probably add them back into my pots to fill them out. These are some props that have been rooted forever, you guys. Like, the roots on these Maranta props are just crazy. And I have a whole thing here of Maranta props that are ready to be added back in. This is my variegated one. It is very thirsty. I have a couple variegated props I'm gonna add in here, and I'll probably take a couple more cuttings. This is my big rabbit tracks here. This one does need to be cleaned up a little bit. I have some like crispy tips in there, and I'm gonna add some in here to fill it out, and I'm probably going to chop away some leaves. I might take a couple more cuttings, we'll see. This one is really sad, and here's another one that I kept in my bathroom. These are all props that I took off of this one. This one for some reason is really sad. I don't know why. I think I underwatered it, and it's not in the best light or humidity. So I'm gonna clean this one up. So I think that's the plan with all this Maranta. Here's what I have going on with all the Maranta situation. So these were the two that were a little sad. I added props in, and I put this one in a 5-inch because it was in a tiny 3-inch pot. So this one's definitely going to appreciate that room to grow. These I keep one in my bathroom and one in my bedroom. This is my big one. I ended up adding 2 props in. I didn't really have like enough to fill this one out more, but I did take several more cuttings, and I just kind of cleaned her up. My variegated one looks the saddest. It was very underwatered, so it'll kind of fan back out, but I took so many cuttings. A lot of it had reverted, so it'll look a lot better here once I add more props in, once they grow. I'm gonna get her filling out nicely and looking good again. This is the lemon lime. I only had 1 prop that I was able to add in here in the back because I only had 1 cutting, but I have several more cuttings. You guys, look at all these cuttings I ended up taking. So this is off the variegated one. A lot of these strands were reverted, but I did take a lot of cuttings. I'm going to get her filled out again nicely. I probably took too much, but that's okay. And then I have more of the green Maranta, and then I have more green Maranta, and then these are all lemon lime cuttings. So yes, I will have a lot more cuttings to add back into these pots. Usually they root within like 3 weeks or so, give or take. Some root faster than others. Some are duds and they don't root, but for the most part, I would say majority of them root without any kind of issues or problems. That is what I'm working with here, and I'm gonna get all these put back. These are all watered. I have to water my micans. I see a couple yellow leaves up top. I can tell the leaves are curling a bit because I haven't watered that micans in 2 weeks. And I think I need to water the monsteras. I need to check them, but I'm not watering any of these guys here. And then I have a few more plants in my bathroom I have to check. And then I am gonna move into my plant room. I don't know, it's like 6 o'clock and I haven't done anything in my plant room yet, which is fine. I think I'm just gonna water in here. I'll just bring my water in jugs into here and water. I think that would make it, I don't know, be the easiest. And everything may not need watered in here because I did water pretty much everything I think last week. I do need to probably water all my monsteras again since I repotted them. And I do need to water a lot of my poles in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and do some extensions too, because I have thickly pole extensions and some of my poles severely need an extension. So my poles are still outside. I'm gonna bring those in and extend some of these guys. I do need to water all of my anthuriums. They are thirsty. I'll probably have to water a majority of the plants in here. And then usually these guys are pretty thirsty too. I feel like I've kind of been like playing around a little bit today, but I do want to get my extensions done, and then I can always do some more watering tomorrow if I don't get to everyone. It's not a big deal if I don't get it done today. I would just rather get majority of it done, you know, today, this evening. So I'll probably be up late, but that's okay. Probably extend the poles first and then water some of these, and then I'll move on to the rest of my plants in here, and I will take you through some of my watering next, and I'll show you kind of what my plan is with these extensions and which ones I'm extending. So that is the plan. So I will be back on shortly. Hi, cutie. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Cutie. I am making a hot mess, you guys. So I just finished these up off camera. Honestly, this has taken like 2 hours because I was being kind of particular with the poles, and I shaved the new poles. My last video, I made like 6 poles. That's all the moss I had. So I used 4 of these for these extensions. And I had to trim the poles. I had to refill some with moss, resecure some, and yeah, it just took forever. And I haven't even extended the thickly poles yet, which I was wanting to do tonight too. But these are the ones that I extended. I wanted to show you. This is my Splendid. And so I added the extension on right here that you can see. So it has a long way to climb now. And this is the Cebu Blue. This is the one that I just did. So I'm watering the pole now so that I can kind of combine with the new pole and the old pole together. This is the oldest leaf, or the latest leaf. It has a couple fenestrations there, but it looks like the new one doesn't have any splits. So maybe the next few after that one, it'll start maturing more. My Syngonium albo, which you guys probably know about on my channel. This one I had snapped and I regrew it. So it is very bushy on the bottom and it has one vine kind of growing up. So I just extended that one all the way. And this is my Camposport Tawanum. It has these cute little bunny ears now. So this one I extended, and this is the halfway point here. And then I used a little paper clip to secure this vine because it was kind of floppy a little bit. So I'm gonna see how that does in holding that leaf up. It kind of fills it in the middle a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this one finish watering. I think I might go grab some of the thickly poles, and since I have the mess out here, I'm gonna go ahead and extend some of those, and then I'm gonna get to watering some of my plant room. I'll probably finish up watering tomorrow. We'll see how late it gets. It's already like after 10 o'clock. I kind of took a break. I ate some food and was on my phone for a little bit. So I don't know, time just got away from me, and these just took so long. So it's okay though, but yeah. I just wanted to show you the 4 that I extended. Okay, and I just brought out these 3 poles. I only have 3 thickly poles left. I do have more on the way coming. I do have 1 more that I know I need to extend. So with the 3 that I have left, I'm gonna go ahead and extend these 3. It'll be my first time extending one of these. This is my Monstera stanleyana elbow. The furthest roots are right here. So this one could probably wait a little bit longer, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and extend it. This one definitely needs extended. You can see the roots are beyond the top. This is the import one, the variegated Monstera adansonii, the one that I got from Root Greenhouse. So that one definitely needs an extension. And yeah, this one has a ton of roots in here too. And this is a global green, and it pretty much needs an extension. I think the roots are kind of close to the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and add onto that one, and those will be the 3. So I'm gonna set the camera up and show you guys how I'm going to extend these. I know there's flaps on the end that connects them, but since I've never extended one before, I'm gonna see how it goes. Okay, these are the soil flaps. So this is the bottom portion. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some moss in here. This top part has little flaps, so I'm going to just put the top one over the bottom one. I think I did that right. It was very hard to push this down because the aerial root here was already attached. So if anything, I need to make sure I'm extending these a lot sooner than I need to. So I think that's how you do it. So basically the little piece here, I just put through the hole. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. This little flap, it just like fit through the edge of that and then just slid right on. So I think that's how you do it. There it goes. It seems pretty sturdy enough on its own. So we'll see when I go to extend it again. I might have to add a stake or something like I do with these guys. And these guys are so easy to water. So that's like the little flap that I put through the little opening here. And you can see all the roots down in there. I think I'm gonna really like these clear ones. If I can get it to be super tall and it's stable, then I may end up, you know, starting more poles on them depending on the plant, I guess. But so far I do really love them and I like that they're clear. I will do these other 2 real quick and then I will show you guys what they look like when they're done. Okay, I just finished the thickly pole extensions. And so this is the global green and that's that extension on it. And this is the Monstera stanleyana elbow with its extension on it. And yeah, and there's that one again with that extension. So yes, I am pooped out on moss pole stuff today, honestly. This took so much longer than I thought. The thickly poles took no time at all, but the regular poles, it just took so long to extend and everything. It was just too much to do in one day. I like overestimated how long this was gonna take. Oh my gosh. You guys, stop. They're so bad. That's one thing about our faucet that we don't like, is that there's a sensor and they turn it on by themselves sometimes. So it's annoying. But yes, I have one heck of a mess to clean up. So I'm gonna do that and make my way to my plant room. Oh my gosh. And see what I want to do in there tonight. I might do some and then finish up tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. But I'll take you into some of my plant room tonight and we'll go from there. Oh my gosh, the third time. Stop, you guys. Okay, but yes, I am just tired. I'm gonna put all these poles back and yeah, clean up this mess. I hate my kitchen being a total disaster, and I wasn't going to do this here, but I don't know. I just did it. And I still have to water a few of those. I have to take that down. I might do that real quick and finish these guys up and then make my way to my plant room. Hey guys, it's the next morning. Well, it's actually heading towards like noon. It's actually it might be 1 o'clock. I think it's heading towards 1 o'clock. But I kind of had a late morning. I was up kind of late finishing a little bit. I watered my cabinet because my anthuriums really needed to be watered and I didn't want to make them wait. So I have a few poles to finish watering, and I also need to water this big shelf behind me and all my plants over here at the window on the shelf, and I just have to check some others. But other than that, everything else is pretty much done. So it's just going to be finishing up watering today. So I'll take you through with some of that with me. And Chai is here bugging me. Hey buds. I tried to show you all the poles last night, but it was kind of dark in my plant room once I got finished and everything. It was probably like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning by the time I went to bed and finished my cabinet. So I'm going to show you my poles real quick and all the extensions that I did, and then we will get to watering. I have some more water soaking right now because I used all my water, and once that soaks for like 30 minutes here, I'm going to get started. All right, so here is a better look at them. So I extended the Splendid there that you can see. I extended the Cebu Blue, and then I extended those two and that thickly pole there in front. And I actually had 2 more poles crammed in here, believe it or not, but I put them on the shelf behind me, and I'm gonna have to, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like this plant room, I just don't have enough room for my plants in here. So I'm going to have to like rearrange or just set some plants up in some other areas of my home eventually. You know, probably next summer I'm going to have to figure something out, because yeah, it's just everything is super cram-packed in here and I just don't have any room, especially once my plants start growing more. So yeah, look at this, you guys. It has a new leaf coming. Isn't it pretty? It looks like it might be a tiny bit smaller, but I can't really tell until it fully hardens. I love my Splendid now. I can't wait to see it grow more. And there's that one, my Micans, and the tall, thickly pole there. And my Escaleto is pushing a new leaf. I can't wait to see that. And I'll just show you my cabinet really quick. I didn't really do too much in here. I don't know if I really showed you guys an update on my alocasia corms. Well, they're all growing. These are all in Fluval, and then I have a variegated Frydek there that put out an all green leaf, and then my other corm I have over here, and it put out another pretty variegated leaf. But yeah, all of my anthuriums are doing well. I have a couple older leaves that might be going on some of my anthuriums. But yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna redo this cabinet at some point, because again, it's just super squished in here, and yeah, that is a project for another day whenever I decide to do that. Hi, did you guys come to join me too? Hi, you were sleeping. Hi. Hi guys. He's so cute. So yes, I'm going to let my water soak and I will be back on shortly and we'll do some watering together. Just wanted to show you my Monstera obliqua is growing back since Chai ate it. That's the new leaf. And there's another baby one here. And there is one more node right here growing. But that first new leaf growing back is so cute. So cute. There's the serpens and this first new leaf. Isn't that cute? And the fuzzy. You guys, a Hoya bloomed for me. Look, do you see that? It's the first blooms on this Hoya. This is a lacunosa. Looky. Oh my goodness, there's a couple peduncles. Oh, look, there's another one here. I can't believe I have blooms on this Hoya. I am obsessed. I am obsessed. That's so cute. I'm so excited now. Oh my goodness. I usually give this Hoya a little bit of water occasionally because this isn't a ceramic. It doesn't have a drain hole. So I'm just careful when I water. I usually give it a little bit of water, and sometimes if I water too much, I'll turn it over and let it drain. I'm so excited. I do mist my Hoyas with orchid mist, and I believe it helps them bloom, but that is just me. I cannot believe that. I hung it back up, but I am just so excited. I had to go on my Instagram and be like, look guys, look at my bloom. But But yes, I do love orchid mist. I don't use it as often because sometimes I'm just lazy, and depending on how much time I have for my watering, sometimes it's just one extra step, and sometimes I don't always take it. But I did mist all my Hoyas pretty good. I would say last watering, I did use this pretty thoroughly. So I usually try to do every watering, but I don't always do every watering, so it just depends. But yes, I love this stuff, and it's so cheap. It's like $5 a bottle. My huge fry deck. Just killing off a leaf here. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. She's been killing off her older leaf. This is the second one in like the last couple weeks she's been killing off, and I think it has to do probably with the weather change, but I'm trying to keep her hydrated. She probably could use a repot, honestly. I might have to repot her before spring because I don't want her to keep dropping leaves, because normally I don't want to like consistently underwater her because then I could make her go dormant. So I think if I just keep her hydrated enough and maybe do a repot, she'll be okay. I just have to get more pots. I need to do an Amazon order and find more nursery pots. I honestly probably might go up to an 8-inch for her because I can tell she's getting pretty root bound. So I might do that soon.
Are you trying to help me water? Hmm? Yeah, are you trying to help me water? Yeah. Yeah.
I need to repot my Pilea here too because she's getting root bound. I thought maybe I could wait till spring, but I don't think I'm able to. She's definitely getting thirsty, like watering twice a week, and sometimes I'm not watering twice a week because of the season change. I feel like a lot more of my plants are holding on to water longer, so I've been trying to hold off on watering just once a week, but I don't know, I'm kind of pushing it for some of my plants. So I might be doing some upsizes soon because I have some plants that are getting very root bound. I really just have this corner to check and this shelf and then this big one here behind me, which I don't know, it might take maybe like an hour to finish up, I think. Not all my plants over here were thirsty, but I tend to water them anyway, at least my hanging plants. Sometimes I do a thorough water, sometimes I don't, it just depends. Especially now this time of year, sometimes I don't like thoroughly water my hanging baskets and take them down, but every once in a while I'll give them a good soak. It just depends, honestly, again, on my mood and how much time I have. We're gonna have a lot of cloudy days, then they're not gonna absorb all that water, so then I won't do a heavy water. And I just kind of keep like mental notes as I water, who I didn't water, and then I'll check midweek and just make sure to follow up. And then if I don't get to a midweek, then they're gonna have to wait till the following weekend because sometimes I just have a lot going on during the week, or I just forget that I watered a certain plant. So it really depends, but I do try to get to everyone over the weekend and then follow up midweek, and then I'll water my poles again midweek. So
yes, how about us? Yeah, what do you want? You're such a baby. You're such a baby. Oh, I know. You're such a baby. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Wait.
he's such a baby.
Go on.
All right, so we are gonna check this corner. My prop box is doing well. I have it open right now. I've actually been kind of lazy with keeping it open, but it's doing well. I have lots of new growth in here. And I haven't had to moisten this at all because, again, like I said, I've been lazy with keeping the lid open some, but I'm gonna let it air out while I'm finishing up. And like the environment in my plant room is pretty good too, so I'm not really worried about it like not doing well, but I definitely still need to acclimate them out. I actually need to check on my silver sword. It came down with spider mites. It did put out a fresh new leaf though. Look at that leaf. This is one that I had chopped back because it was yellowing, and it still doesn't look the happiest. I don't know. I was hoping all the spider mites would have been gone, but I still see some spider mites, so I just don't think enough of the mites were able to take care of them. Yeah, I'm gonna spray her down. I'm gonna leave that there and just spray her down with Azamax. I know Azamax takes care of spider mites. And this is the Calathea, one of them, that I think might have some kind of, I was concerned about flat mites because I have never known about this pest until like I heard about it, that video that was going around. I forget who the person was, and Jai, you see him? And it doesn't have spider mites, it doesn't have thrips, and I've been keeping it watered. I mean, so it's not like, it's definitely come down with something. I just don't know what it is. And then the markings on the leaves, it just looks like it may be some kind of pest damage, and the only thing I can think of would be flat mites. So whenever I get a microscope, I do want to investigate and figure out like what's potentially going on with this Calathea medallion, because I bought it so big and it has a bloom here, and I don't know, it's a beautiful Calathea. And the same thing happened to my other Calathea medallion that I chopped back. I don't know if you guys remember that. That one hasn't grown anything else since. And I'm afraid this one's just gonna die. So I don't know, I need to look into it. So I'm gonna set this one aside. I do need to water this one, but I need to like water it separately away from other plants so I'm not like potentially spreading something. So I'm gonna take care of this shelf now. I usually just start at the bottom and then just work my way up. And any of my poles, I'll just water. This one is my Sorderoy. It's finally pushing out another leaf right here. Oh, right there. It did lose the bottom one that it came with, but it seems to have stabilized in here. I mean, it was pretty rooted when I got it, but I do see some new roots down in here. And it seems to have like fanned out pretty well, so it definitely is happy. And you can see there's a big root in the moss as well. Do you see that? So it's definitely taking well to my environment. This has probably been one of my like happiest plant Etsy purchases. I think I'm gonna check out the shop, where I bought this from, and maybe see what else she has, because this plant was really rooted and it was beautiful, and I don't know, it's doing so well for me. So usually when I get plants that are in this condition, I'm like, let me go check out the shop again and see what else they have, because I would be tempted to buy something else from that shop, 100%. And then here's the new cutting that I got. I don't think it needs, no, it doesn't need watered. And then that was the tiny growth point. Let me try to focus this. Right there, you see it? That's the tiny, tiny, tiny growth point. So that's why I thought it was a spent node, because I didn't see the node. And she said there was another node, but again, no other growth has activated. You know, I just wanted to see just the growth point. I would have been totally happy and not concerned or worried at all. It just would have been nice for a heads up, be like, hey, your cutting could take 3+ weeks to grow and do something. Just a warning, you know, there's not an active growth yet, but it does have growth points. Just the upfront honesty, that's all I would have appreciated. And I didn't even like, you know, like I said, I didn't even know buying this that the new growth wasn't active yet, because from her listing, she said it was active. Huh, Chai? So, but yeah, there's the update on that. bud, what's up? The new leaf coming in on my pink princess. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I don't know if I've really shown you guys this before. I have all these painted lady nodes in here. I had chopped my original plant back before I moved. So these have been in here since like probably March. They all started off as like little node propagations, but I need to get all these out of here soon. Do you see all them? But yeah, I just keep throwing, they're just in moss, and I basically rooted them all from a little chunk. My painted lady was really huge. It was like a big plant. So I have all these like individual ones in here. So I need to pot these up or do something with them soon. But I usually just throw a little water in here to make sure that they're hydrated.
Oh yeah, did you get weird? Did you get weird? Yeah. Yeah, did you get weird? Yeah, did you get weird? Yeah, did you go bad? Yeah.
Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to take care of these couple plants, spray them off. I forgot to water my pothos above my IKEA cabinet, so I'm going to check those. And that's pretty much it. And then just vacuum in here, and that'll be the end of my plant care for this week. I do have to finish some poles. I forgot that I didn't water last night, so I got to water those yet. I have a few like repottings I need to do, so I need to order some more nursery pots off Amazon. I need to do an Amazon order. So that is the plan for this week. And yeah, so we hope you guys enjoyed this little plant chores vlog. Huh? He's so crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here. And yeah, we will talk to you later.